Going live. Going live. You're live. Hey guys, how's it going? On some Kurnoth hunters and my sergeant with Thunderhammer. They're all the rave.
At least in 40K they are.
Well, yeah. So that's happening.
Gotta love that little fella.
What's cool, this model is the little give me models that you go do test painting with at a GW store, and some bits from a Grey Knight hammer and your obligatory I'm the leader because I have a pointy finger kit.
That is it.
And then I'm going to do the contrast yellow because he's going to be a foreign exchange student in my Ultramarines army from the Angry Marine chapters. We don't really know why, but he's angry, and he already had his own hammer, so that's how it's working out. But instead of using $55,000 contrast underlay, I'm going to use stone gray Rust-Oleum because reasons.
Figure out how to give him a power boot.
Yeah, I think you just give him a power boot by adding like glow effects.
You build him. I am working on some Kurnoth hunters that I picked up in a trade a while back. And I'm just kind of making unit distinctions by their colorations. So show y'all some I did earlier. These are some Kurnoth hunters that I worked on the other day. Finished them up last night. In fact, I base coated them about 10:30, or clear coated them about 10:30 last night. Some of y'all may remember one of our first builds. I was working on some dryads, and now I'm done with them. Small army of dryads. Just give you an idea. There's 50 some odd of these little guys that I got painted in the last couple of weeks. But I was kind of sitting back and taking my time getting them done, and now I got a buddy that he's interested in into it, and he wants me to paint up his stuff, so I'm kind of under the gun to get my stuff done so I can clear my work table for his. So that's why I'm kind of pushing myself. My goal is to complete at least one unit per week. So far I'm doing pretty good. Took me 3 days to do the Kurnoth hunters that are over there. So I'm going to just try to keep that kind of speed going as I work on these guys. Hopefully get them finished up in a timely manner. I've got a lot of models sitting at my house just primer colored, just waiting to go for this. All right. How'd he come out?
Decent. This can had an issue. It was kind of like sputtering.
Ooh.
It's kind of annoying. So I got some wispies on them because of that. I've never had that happen with a Rust-Oleum can before.
Could be that it's just old and the propellant's bound.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
Well, I should have shook it up more. Definitely, but whatever. He's gray now, or a lighter gray than the Codex Depression gray that exists on GW Plastic.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
It does kind of look like sprue gray.
Well, it's lighter.
Yeah,
it's definitely lighter. But if you ever look at like Astra Militarum gray or like Mechanicus Standard gray or whatever, that's just sprue gray.
The Mechanicus gray is a little darker.
Well, it depends on the sprues too. The old sprues were very light. The new sprues are very dark. Where?
What you looking for?
Some isopropyl. I got some.
There you go.
You got some on you? Oh, look at you. That's what that is?
Yep. Well, water and isopropyl. You just got to smell it first.
Or check the bubbles. Isopropyl, the bubbles don't, like, you see the bubbles and they disappear immediately. Shake that up. It takes a little longer. See it?
Yep.
Little tiny bubbles that go away real quick, and then big bubbles that.
Oh, that I know. This is water bees. I filled it up the other day.
Oh, that's it. That's another way you can test like liquor.
$2 for 3 of these.
Oh, that's kind of cool. From where?
Harbor Freight.
Oh, dude, Harbor Freight. We should. Hey, hit us up with that collab.
Uh-huh.
Not sponsored by, but we are willing.
We will sell ourselves.
Oh, you know. You're not
Hey,
wrong.
$20 is $20.
That is a true statement. Oh my god. Let them dry, and then give myself a shot with contrast. I don't really mess with contrast too much. I went and did some of those like test models at the GW store, but as far as me, myself, and my own, I have not done that. You have, though.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of it. Like the brown that's on these guys, or the base brown, is contrast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back and I've hit it with Kurnoth brown and then Baneblade brown. Just kind of lighten it up a little bit and give my highlights.
It's pretty good.
The contrast is working pretty well, I find, but I'm using it. Some people think that it's a complete replacement for paints, and I'm finding that is not the case. It is best used as like a hybrid system. Like these big flat plates and shoulder pads and stuff like that, I'm using it, and when I get down, like the base of this is a contrast paint, and it works really good there. But like if I'm doing details like this, it's not so great.
That's kind of what I was thinking too when I saw it. I thought it's going to take that basing step and make basing easier, but I didn't think really. I mean, at least for like seasoned painters, that it was going to replace everything.
No. I mean, for a newbie, you can take and grab some contrast paint, start slapping it on, and it looks good.
Yeah. Is this a decent brush for this or no?
For the contrast, yeah. Big, thick, heavy brushes. Like this is a brush I got out of one of my child's kits.
Yeah. I was thinking like this might be a little fluffy.
That this is a basing brush, I think. No, this is the medium shade brush. This is what I typically use.
Am I going to steal it from me?
Sure, go ahead.
No. All right, let's give this a shot.
Now, look on the bottom of it. Make sure you stir all that up first. You see like that little pigment right there?
Yeah.
Here, let me give you those balls.
Balmy. I've actually never opened this one. This will be the popping of the seal for first. And drop. See,
Right.
I just popped it, and it's already got dry paint around the rim. That's concerning.
Those of y'all that saw before, these are 6mm stainless steel balls, and they work really good for agitators. So that's what we use.
It's cool. They're mildly magnetic too, huh?
Slightly. Being stainless, they're not as magnetic as if I use like nickel-plated steel. But it works.
Because I've always had this idea. All right, hear me out on this.
Mm-hmm.
You put your metal balls in your paint pots, right?
Yep.
And then what you do is you work on a magnet strip. So you can't knock over your paint pot.
Yeah, it could work. For the not knocking over paint pots, there.
Oh, yeah, the 3D printing. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
it takes something to knock them over. Is it magnet? It's good enough.
Yeah. So what I was thinking about doing was making like a palette per se of these rare earth magnets, and you just put your paint where they need to be, and then the magnet and ball kind of holds it in place. I mean, it's not a super strong connection, but I mean, most of the time when you knock over a pot, you either barely tap it wrong or you like Hadouken it across the room.
Mm-hmm.
So
should see a fireball come out when you hit it if you hit it right.
But I mean, this is the future right here. Magnetic paint pots, patent pending GW, because I know how you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and if y'all are looking for this, Thingiverse, great models. The only downside is the one I downloaded. Oh, gotta reach.
No.
We only have this one, which is 20mm tall, and I wanted one for my shades and contrast. So I took that same one and I just stretched it by an extra 10 mils.
Oh, you went to the slicer and did it?
Yeah, I pulled it up into 3D Object Viewer on Windows.
Gotcha.
Just pulled it up. I didn't even have to do it in the slicer.
All right. Contrast paint. Start low, start high.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Just typically you're going to use more paint than you think you need on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna want this to stay, but I'm thinking.
Yeah. This is one of the few that I say paint from the pot.
Yeah. I feel like a terrible painter because I pretty much always painted from the pot.
I did for the first couple of years, and then I realized how much paint I was losing by drying it out. And for a while there, I'd paint like from the little drip lip off that pot.
Yeah.
And then I realized with the contrast, if you put some up there and you start painting with it, it gets thick quick.
Does it?
Yeah. So you got to actually paint from inside the pot with that stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, talking to people, they pretty much have been like mirroring that sentiment. Like they go through the contrast so fast.
You do, but then again, you don't, because when you go through it fast, you realize, you know what? I would have gone through the equal amount of base paint and shade.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you start looking at it like that, it's like I'm really not going through it as fast as I thought I was going through it.
And see, that's one of the things I said before. Like with my main army, I use a colored primer and then I wash. And that's pretty much what contrast is. You color prime and then you wash.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the system isn't really effective, I'd say, or necessary. But I'll say this, depending on how this yellow comes out, I've never been successful at painting yellow. So this gives me hope. Hope.
Yeah.
You know, at being able to do a yellow scheme.
And like when we went to the GW store and I tried that painting the yellow for Imperial Fist, I mean, that came out gorgeous.
Yeah. Really
I mean, it was painted, a little edge highlight, a little dry brush, done.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do an Imperial Fist army in, I'd say, a week.
Okay, that's, yeah. Maybe you could.
Yeah, everybody says I'm a speed painter, but
no, I don't think you're a speed painter. I just think you get stuff done in comparison to like the average hobbyist, at least locally.
Yeah. I mean, I'll finish. I should have this army finished as long as I don't drag ass doing it. I should have this entire Sylvaneth army done in 3 months.
Okay, then. I've been working on my army for, what, 7 years now? Still working on it.
I used to impose a rule where I couldn't buy a model unless I had everything else already painted.
That is an absurdity.
Yeah, I realized that quickly.
Well, you know, I play Marines, so we have a new release every other week.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like I don't try to keep up.
I mean, when I played Grey Knight, or when I first started out and I was just playing Grey Knights, oh, that was easy. I could easily keep up with all the Grey Knight releases.
What Grey Knight releases?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I know, Poster Boy Ultimers. That's what I play. So, you know, literally every 3 weeks there.
At least recently.
Yeah, they got models pooping out. Not angry about it.
Just saying. There's a lot of painting to keep up with.
It's a lot of stress. Yeah.
A lot of self-imposed stress.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's that kind of stress you like to give yourself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. I would much rather have too many models in my range than be, you know, an Eldar player and not have any models in my range.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so unfair because Eldar have always been a good army, a popular army, a sought-after army, and still never really loved by the company.
Can we say Sisters of Battle?
Yeah, but again, I've never really thought of Sisters of Battle as a popular army. They've always been a meme army. And the meme has always been Plastic Sisters, give us Plastic Sisters.
And now they're getting them.
Yeah, it only took, what, like 20-something years?
Mm-hmm. Only took that long for them to get a codex.
They had some indexes, didn't they?
Not really. They were in the indexes on 8th edition. That was it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of move out of frame. I want to get in here and focus on some stuff. So, in comparison to my memory from the GW store, this is definitely drawing darker.
And that could come down to the primer too.
Yes.
Very much coming down to the primer.
Yeah, definitely. But again, I'm not going to spend what they're asking for on primer.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough when I got to go because, like, I have not been able to find the black primer I love to use.
Mm-hmm.
Every Walmart that I've been to lately has only gloss. And gloss sucks for painting.
Yeah, no, never prime and gloss.
So, I've been paying like $7 a can for just flat black, which is, I find, ridiculous. But
really, $7 a can?
At least, because it's hard to find it in anything but Krylon, or not Krylon. Rust-Oleum.
You don't like Rust-Oleum primer, or?
I just don't like paying $7 a can. Not when I used to be able to buy Krylon for 97 cents.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I bet you somebody's sitting here watching me just glob paint this in. They're freaking out. It's like, look, these are tree branches and lots of little detail. Deal with it, people.
Deal with it. That's what washes and dry brushing is for.
Mm-hmm.
Clean pot. Clean.
Yep. Of course. I forgot what this is from. This is a however you pronounce it, BOI water, boy water, whatever.
I have no idea.
My wife got these at the grocery store because I think this was like pomegranate blueberry or something like that.
Oh, cool.
So, but it makes really good wash bottles.
Especially for the travel. We tend to travel a good bit. I'm going to swing around and see if anything's going on in the universe while he sets.
Model number 2.
Model number 2. Hey, it's Ryan. Hey, how long you been going? I have no idea, Ryan. Probably not that long.
Yeah, we just started.
Probably around 5-ish, wrapping it up, I'd say.
Somewhere.
Yeah. See if I can't wash this off my hand. Oh, no, forget it. Just let it be.
Let it be. Tip of the day: don't drink out of that.
You know, this is not for human consumption.
Back in my infancy of painting, I used to use this Papa John's cup that we had gotten as something like when we get ordered a pizza, and it was my paint wash pot, and it looked like it. And I was sitting at my parents' house one day painting, and I had a glass of tea, and I had my paint pot there, and unfortunately, they were in very similar cups.
Mistakes were made.
Vomiting was induced.
You know, I never understood why Games Workshop started coming out with, water cups that looked exactly like drinking mugs. Somebody's thinking to themselves, today's the day.
Today's the day we're going to poison our customer base.
We're going to get somebody. We are going to get somebody.
And the best part about that whole story is I know I'm not the only one that's done that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
We have all somehow drank our paintbrush pots.
I have not, but I understand the sentiment.
Just wait, your day's coming. You're going to be painting one day. Lucas is going to ask you a question. You're not going to think about it. Oh, that was not what I wanted.
Ryan's talking about the Iron Hand supplement. Mm-hmm. Iron Hands look really, really, really strong.
Yes.
In the Devastator Doctrine mode. Mm-hmm. Their whole army is benefiting from it. Iron Hand vehicles are already superior vehicles, and they gain a lot of benefits. They get to move and shoot at full ballistic skill, plus the Devastator Doctrines adding AP. Storm Talons for Iron Hands I mean, come on. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, flying around the board, pretty much untouchable.
The other chapter that's looking really good with the new supplements, Imperial Fist.
Yeah, well, I haven't really seen anything with that yet.
They've got the you throw in the bolter drill. See, I think I got my codex with me.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I think it's in my bag. Yeah, here we go. So you look at their doctrines, and I mean, it's just a really good set of doctrines for them. As soon as I find them again. Things after. Of course, now I got to.
So, Ryan, you plan on starting in Iron Fist? Or Iron Hands, rather? Aggressors, they look good in general, especially Devastator Doctrine side of things.
Check out their chapter tactics, and then you throw in the fact that bolter drill is a thing.
Yeah, so this is from the Space Marine Codex. All right, Imperial Fist. When resolving an attack with a ranged weapon by a model with this tactic, the target does not receive the benefit of cover to its saving throw, and if the attack was made with a bolt weapon, an unmodified roll of a 6 scores 1 additional hit. So they're pretty much rolling deep, right?
Yeah.
Now that's really good with the Devastator Doctrine. That's really good with Tactical Doctrine. That's really good with most things.
Mm-hmm.
Imperial Fist, pretty much amazing in general. But I'm still leaning towards Iron Hands.
Yeah, Iron Hands are good. I mean, their vehicles are damn near indestructible.
Their vehicles are going to be amazing. Their base thing. When a model with this tactic loses a wound, it has a 6+ feel no pain, basically.
Yep.
And it says when it loses a wound. It doesn't specify.
Yeah, it doesn't say mortal wound. It doesn't say normal wound.
Anytime. So that's the thing. When resolving Overwatch, maybe a model 5s and 6s hit. So they're more defensive. They're more survivable. In addition, models with the tactic have a damage table considered for vehicles. Damage table is half, rounding up for the purposes of determining what damage table to use. The vehicles are more resilient.
Yep.
Their doctrines are stacked. Like the fact that the Devastator Doctrine stacks with their natural stuff that's coming out in the index, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. The thing I love about it is since my Space Marine army is not painted any specific color pattern or successor chapter or even primary chapter,
yeah,
I can kind of play what I want when I want.
See, that's the thing. I did that with my initial army, but I felt bad after a while, in all honesty. I wanted to have that connection to a chapter, but that's just me. Okay, Ryan. And yeah, I got a few Primaris stuff and want to pick up 2 Redemptors. I tried it out from Big Ryan's models and I like it. Yeah, no, they're really good. The Invictor Tactical War Suits, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
They get scout deployments. They get a 12-inch flamer. Oh, by the way, they start in Devastator Doctrine, which is right there. They start in your face, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Ryan, we need to talk to you about some stuff later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About some ordering kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, okay. Just go and throw that out there.
Oh, Ryan knows what we're talking about.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Not good.
So hit me up on Messenger when you get a chance, Ryan.
Hit me with that cola. Sorry. I'm liking the way it's drying. It's very dark. It looks more brown, I think, than yellow.
It's a little darker than what I remember at the GW store, but I mean, if you dry brush some flash gets on it, and there's one that's a slightly darker than flash gets. Forget what the other one was that I used. It'll brighten it up.
Now there's 2 yellows. There's 2 yellows. Is this the darker yellow or is the bright? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Me neither. iPad, take the wheel.
iPad's got the GW Paint.
We get the app.
Paint app.
Again, not sponsored by, but hit me with that color.
Well, GW, you want to help us out? We ain't gonna argue about it.
Yeah, no kidding. We've probably put several of your children through college by now.
Yeah, by us. Okay, let's see here. Fist. The
I
only
think
time you can search this and not worry about it.
Jesus. I think Monday, Ryan. I think Monday.
Yep, that is the incorrect yellow for Imperial Fist.
Ah, right.
It's calling for the Yiden yellow.
Gotcha. So it's probably not the primer then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yiden. Okay. But you know what? I think the darker is not going to be bad because I'm going to build it up with like dry brushing anyway.
Yeah.
And shadows will be low lights, which is good.
Well, that, I mean, there's going to be Angry Marine, so he could be a little bit darker.
You say Angry Marines are dark?
Maybe.
Mm.
I don't want to get him angry.
I wouldn't get angry.
Not with the power boots, I mean.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people do those custom decals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've done it in the past.
Yep.
You want to hook a brother with some Angry Marine decals?
Does it have white? Or is this the black fist?
I think it's like a red angry face.
Okay, I should be able to do that.
Yeah, we can Google it.
Yeah, you don't have to sign it into your internet.
Oh. Roger. Where is your settings thing?
Home screen, and then settings.
I was going to say,
Looks like here.
Can I get a Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because Lord knows I'm not buying a whole nother data plan just for an iPad.
Oh yeah, no.
That's what I got a cell phone for.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like they'll hook up to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Through the hotspot of the cell phone.
Mm-hmm. I don't have hotspot on my plan.
Really?
I've got an old.
Oh, wow. I got onto the Wi-Fi and all your updates just went through.
Yeah. That does not surprise me. That happens when I do it at the house. Like, I'll come home from work. Because for some reason, the internet at my school is slightly different than the internet at your school. Like, for some reason, our school's internet does not like the Wi-Fi settings for iPads. So not a whole lot of the communications goes through.
The iPads are considered mobile devices, and they get pooped on. Well, and that and all the security measures that they've added has really gotten in the way of things. What was it looking up again?
Imperial Fist logo, or not Imperial Fist,
Angry
Marine logo. But like when I get to your school and hook into y'all's Wi-Fi, it's fine.
We got new routers. I don't know if you guys got new routers yet.
We get fiber.
I don't know. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might be the localized security settings or something, but it's annoying. I know that much. It annoys the hell out of me on days.
I'm sure somebody's made a transfer sheet already.
It doesn't take much to do it.
Well, I was just gonna see if I can find like a PDF of it and just forward you that.
Well, what I typically do is I'll grab the logo, import it into Photoshop, and then just make a big sheet of it.
And you already have like the sizes?
Yeah, I scale them to the right size. That's how I made all my Punisher logos for my custom army.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
And if it's only a red face, then that's easy enough. I can load that in and inkjet print it.
Well, I'm seeing several kinds rather, not times.
I know they've got the angry face, like the angry smiley face, and then they've got a smiley face with like a dead smiley face in red.
Yeah. Like those would be hard to do because you have the white teeth, right?
Yeah.
Where's the transfer white?
I can use white transfer, but then you got to trim all around it perfectly because the background is white. I've got clear and I've got white transfers.
Yeah. Well, can you underpaint it and then put the transfer on top of it, and then the white would show
through the clear section?
Through the clear section?
Yes.
Cause I actually like the one with the teeth.
Yeah, I can do that. Print it where the teeth are quote unquote clear. And then you can underpaint that white section.
And that's how you get away with a white decal.
Mm-hmm.
How come I've never thought of that before?
Well, I've looked into like finding a white printer.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But no. prohibitively expensive.
Yeah, who'd have thought white ink, man? I don't know, but I mean, if you're feeling frosty, you can make like a couple of these, a couple of those, a couple of them kind of things, like a smorgasbord, because you're gonna have to waste a sheet anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a couple of hundred.
Oh, that bad? I
Well,
mean,
like
suddenly starting the whole chapter.
Doing my Space Marine army, I printed 2 sheets. I have yet to run out.
Well, I believe that.
And you've seen the size of my Space Marine army.
Oh yeah, no, I have. I definitely have.
And I printed red ones for sergeants and white ones for red skulls for the sergeants, and white skulls for the regular tacticals.
And you already know what sizes you need for like shoulder pads and whatnot. You could do like the your face here thing. And I could put that on his foot, right?
Make the angry foot, the angry boot.
Yeah.
Power boot. Somebody took a whirlwind and modded it and made it look like it was shooting angry Marines at people.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That's pretty sick.
Somebody took and they photoshopped a warlord or emperor class titan launching whirlwinds, launching angry Marines.
I made an angry Marine knight. That's kind of cool. See, you know what I need? He should have a power fist holding a thunder hammer. Just for the meme. Let's see. Question: rather paint them as the main chapter or unknown successor? Okay, my opinion, Ryan. If you paint them as the chapter, it looks better. There's a uniform theme. You can get decals. You can have all that stuff readily available and easy. And you can like have a connection to it in some sense, right? That's what I tend to do now. However, if you paint it as a successor chapter
with unknown founding,
you can whisk your way across the rules as you feel necessary.
Kind of like what I do.
You know, you can have Doug make up some custom transfers for you for like $30-$40, and I don't know, whatever you want to charge. And you can be Iron Hands for one game. You can be Ultras for another game. You can be whomever, whenever. And then all you got to do is collect special characters for whatever army you want it to be. And you just switch those characters in and out. And then you can paint those characters in their chapter colors because, you know, they're named characters.
I mean, I've got my Gilliman painted for my chapter.
Yeah, you can do that too, but I don't know.
I'm a little weird.
I'm not purist when it comes to that kind of stuff. I want mine to be the same. So what I'm saying is, unless you plan on getting like really into one specific chapter because you love them, paint them as a successor chapter and bounce around the fluff and bounce around the meta and just enjoy raffle stomping with Marines with whatever flavor of the month is, you know, tasty.
Yeah, because if I feel like it, I could be Salamanders one day and play the game that afternoon and be Ultramarines or
heck, yeah. In the morning, your Ultras, the afternoon, your Iron Hands, and at night, your Imperial Fists. But and then, you know, then there's the stress of trying to figure out your own paint scheme and stuff. You know, which, you know, may be stressful, may not be stressful. I don't know.
Well, it was pretty easy since I went with Punisher themed black.
Yeah.
Black and white. Gee, that was difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I mean, mine are Starkians. They're red and whatever. All right, so he says, okay, I'm still debating since I was thinking of Steel Confessors since I like the color scheme, but I know they are a known successor chapter and would follow the ruling of it in 8th. Yeah, definitely. But again, you know, you could paint them to look like Steel Confessors, but they're actually Ryan Instigators and or Aluminum Annoyers, and they can pick whatever chapter whenever they want, you know.
Aluminum Whiners.
Aluminum Whiners. Yeah, there it is. You know, so, and then nobody's across the table, you know, look at you and say, no, I don't think so. No one's going to do that.
And if they do, there's some choice words you can tell them.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because I guarantee you, if I'm TOing an event and somebody says, "Well, this is a known successor chapter," they got to play it this way.
I'd be like,
No, they
yeah,
don't.
no, they don't.
I don't care if they're bright blue and have horseshoes glued onto them. If they say they're Imperial Fist for that game, they're going to play, or for that tournament, they're going to play them as Imperial Fist the entire tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind that a little bit, but if you're going to have like, if your whole army is Ultramarines and they're Ultramarine blue, and you're like, they're Iron Hands today, that gets a little shady in my mind.
It does, but for purposes of the game, because I'm not going to expect somebody to go paint a whole new army.
I do.
Just because they like that blue color scheme.
I'll tell you this too, man. Power gamers are going to power game.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And that's just the nature of the beast, really.
Yeah, you're going to have people that go buy whole new armies just because the meta is behind that army at that moment.
We know a few.
Yeah. Know quite a few. But, hey, if that's what they want to do, let them do it.
Yeah.
All the more power to them.
This is still not 100% dry.
It does take a bit for it to dry, which is annoying. Put it in front of a fan, though.
Look at this AC that blows every now and then.
Yeah. That's why I had to add more water to my wet pellet.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey, it's AC.
AC, God bless it. He said, gotcha. And what's funny is that their main color is steel or natural metal. Yeah, that's, you know what I would do? I would spray paint them lead belcher. I'd blue wash them. I'd dry brush them back up to like Runefang steel. Their shoulder pad would be like a deep blue with like a green stripe across it. You know, you tie in that blue towards Ultras if you want it, the green stripe on other Salamanders. They got the iron color for the Iron Hands. You can make up whatever you want.
Give them a little black for Raven Guard.
Yeah, a little black, yeah. Heck, you paint their shoulder pads like the American flag and call them the Melting Pot Army, and then I dare anybody to argue it. America.
Paint them rainbow flag shoulder pads. They can do whatever they want at that time.
Right? God, they identify.
They identify as super.
Oh no!
We identify.
In this phase, we identify as Iron Hands. In this phase, we identify as Raven Guard. For deployment purposes, we identify as Steel Legion. I know that's terrible,
but it works.
It is 2019. I've never had to worry about my Marines' identity before until now. Hey, you know what? My tactical squad now identifies as a Storm Raven. We're firing las cannons.
And we can fly.
Oh, God.
And we have Hurricane Bolters, so we can shoot 24 rounds.
Oh, my God. Yeah, my scout squad identifies as a repulsor executioner. Just saying. They're 65 points on paper, but on the field, They do a whole lot of work.
Scout squad identifies as an Imperial class Titan.
Social justice. Social justice. Okay, we're done.
And we're demonetized.
We were never monetized. Here's what they call it. You got a yellow on you? I'm gonna dry brush. You still dry brush.
Let me see if I got a go.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
No, I don't actually.
Shut up.
It's sitting on my rack.
I'm not going. It's sitting on my rack. I don't want to go upstairs.
Well, if you dry brush, you're gonna have to.
I know. I'll sit and talk awkwardly. Dude, so I've been going to the trampoline park a lot lately with my son. And let me tell you, bouncing around at 30, it's fun. It's a good time. It's enjoyable. But I feel it.
You feel it the next day.
My legs are a little sore. My lower back from getting compressed over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Just saying. I feel it. A little stiff.
Yeah. I would believe that. There's a reason I don't go to that trampoline park.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I have a great time.
But I remember playing on trampolines. I love it. But yeah, I'm too old for that shit now.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like $25 when we go. I might just buy one for like $150. You know, you go 6 times, you could buy your own trampoline.
I bought a trampoline for my daughter when she was like 4.
Yeah.
We used it like a handful of times, and then it rotted.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It just sat in the yard and dry rotted in the sun eventually. Actually, I think right now my dad's using it to catch mayhaws on the trees when it falls. We pulled the legs off of it, put it around the Mayhaw tree.
So fun. Surprised you didn't put a clear coat on that bad one. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, it'd be a little less bouncy.
You think?
Have you seen the How Ridiculous YouTube channel?
No, I have not.
They took like a trampoline and they bed lined it.
With like rhino liner?
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then they tried to bounce what are those Atlas stones? Tried to see how big of an Atlas stone they could bounce off of it.
Yeah.
They got up to about I think a 45 kilo Atlas stone, dropped from 40 meters or 45 meters up, and it hit so hard, it warped the whole frame, collapsed it in. The springs, which were originally that long, became that long. I watched it in slow motion, like, damn, that's a lot of power.
I don't know how. I guess because of the height. I don't think it's so. I think I weigh more than 45 kilos.
Yeah, well, this is falling from 45 meters
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was saying. Like the height with the
Well, and you weigh more than 45 kilos, but when we land, we absorb a lot of that in our legs.
And spinal column.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm feeling it. I'm probably like 3 inches shorter.
But when that thing hit, I mean, it just. Oh, well,
that's pretty cool.
You're watching the video, it's just like, well, that didn't end well for the trampoline.
Yeah, no kidding. We got 72 subscribers. Look at us. Look at us growing.
Yeah, a couple of old guys painting models in a basement.
Did you just call me old, sir? Excuse me?
No, I'm old.
There it is. A couple of old guys on. I appreciate that.
Middle-aged.
Yeah, I'm definitely middle-aged. Dude, I mean, I always make the joke, if I make it to 40, I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I tell people my goal in life is be known as make it to where people call me the crazy old man down the street.
Yeah, I want to yell at a kid in my lawn and have him not even judge it. Like, yeah, okay.
Well, yell at the kid. I'm gonna shoot him with a paintball gun.
Well, that's assault.
No, it isn't. I felt in danger of my life.
Oh God. So he was in your yard. I don't think you can do that. Oh, you know what? You can. You said life.
Yeah. You just got to feel in danger of your life or somebody else's life.
Dude, I always feel in danger of my life.
Mm-hmm. He was approaching me in a very
in an aggressive posture.
Sir, he was jogging.
Sir, he's 4. I didn't know what he had in his pockets. Sir, he had a Hot Wheels car and some bubble gum.
And he was pushing one of those little pop machines.
He looked shady.
Kids nowadays, their pot and their rap music.
And their vapes and their
lung disease from vapes.
God.
Dude, that's getting shady as hell.
Well, I'll say this. As bad as it is, because it's bad, and I'm not by any means endorsing vaping, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you compare it to, like, smoking deaths...
Oh, yeah.
Come on. What are we trying to say here? Really?
You compare 6 deaths to...
Millions.
How many 100,000 last year?
Oh, exactly. So, I mean, okay, whatever. It's still not good for you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to let your kids do it, I mean, you better be willing to accept the facts that they can die from it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. He just sent me a picture of the his Legion he wants to do. Yeah, I would... Let me see how I would do that. So it's basically silver, which is easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got some areas where color, you can just paint. Well, yeah. Do you want to paint them just like it, or do you want to have a little bit of flair that's a little different?
I mean, if he wants it just like that, you know what I would paint it? Sounds weird. Rust-Oleum aluminum.
Yeah.
If you want that shiny armor, Rust-Oleum aluminum will make it shiny as all hell.
And then you hit it with an oil.
Mm-hmm. Just to get your recesses.
Yeah. Well, you may want to hit it with that, and then hit it with a matte coat, and then hit it with an oil, so the oil will stick a little bit. I don't know. I think it's good, and heck, man, you can run it however you want. You can run it however you want.
Yeah, you ain't gonna hear me bitch about it.
Yeah. Completely agree. I'm gonna look at this codex some more. You have the rules for the impulsor in here?
I believe it's in there. Should be in there.
Yeah, there it is. Let me see. Impulsor.
It's impulsive.
It's got a 14-inch move. That's insane. It cannot transport Jump Pack or Gravis. So any aggressor runs are blocked. Any Gravis Captain are blocked. So they thought about that, is basically what that says to me.
Yep, they were planning on keeping that out.
So you can have Phobos in there. You can have...
Of course, Mark 10s.
Yeah. You could have Illuminators in there. I don't know why you'd want them in there.
No. Eliminators, I want out front sniping characters.
Yeah. You know what this says to me? This says you fill 3 of them up with intercessors, with like assault bolters.
Mm-hmm.
You fly them up the board with a chaplain, right? And your intercessor sergeant is of course going to have a thunderhammer. You get your litanies of battle, whatever litanies of battle with them. You know, in one impulsor you have the chaplain, and the other impulsor you have the captain, and in the other impulsor you have your lieutenant. So now you just move your whole castle up the board, jumped out, lit into them with your assault bolters,
and just said, "Deal with those bitches."
Deal with it. And the next turn, your sergeants are in there swinging big old hammers. Your characters are doing what they do. The mobile castle.
Mm-hmm.
It has a 4+ involve, which is amazing.
I was talking with Dora. We're thinking about when we get this camper thing. We're talking with maybe driving up to Canada and going to mini wargaming.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome trip. Because I've been to Toronto a couple of times. And it's pretty up there. Just it's a bit of a drive.
Yeah. So you get the shield dome or the orbital consort or the missile. And the Sky Talon array. So you get the missile and the Iron Hail Tascalon array? Huh.
Sounds like you're limited in choices there.
I think Shield Dome 4+ invuln.
I was being facetious.
Yeah, I mean, Sky Talon array, whatever. The ballista thing. Heavy 1, strength 8, AP -2, D6.
Sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, the Icarus missile. I don't know. It's a transport. Its job is to transport.
Yeah.
Give it the shield to ensure that it transports, right?
Yeah.
Deliver your Thunderhammer because, yes, Thunderhammer.
I shall deliver the whip ass.
It's actually drying darker the longer it dries.
I mean, you saw what color brown these were when I started. I mean, that was one coat, and it damn near dried black in some spots.
Yeah.
Just depended on how thick you made it.
This isn't that thick, I don't think. I just think this color was the wrong yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks good. It's a good base.
I think for the Angry Marines, it's going to be a good base color.
Well, I'm actually okay with it because I'm going to dry brush it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably do some edge highlighting, that kind of thing.
Will that brighten up?
Yeah. I ain't mad at it. It would have been nice to have had it like perfect right out of the pot like they say it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm kind of curious where that's going to leave tournaments with the 3-color rule.
Well, so the 3-color rule, in my opinion, was always an arbitrary rule that people just created, right? Mm-hmm. For no particular reason at all.
Yep.
When Contrast came out and they had this quote-unquote battle-ready standard,
mm-hmm.
I think that's actually a good thing because they gave for lack of a better term, an industry standard of what battle-ready or tabletop quality is, because everybody has a different value for that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is tabletop.
Yeah, I agree. It's tabletop. Tabletop.
It's not showcase.
Yeah, no, it's not showcase.
But there's some people that would call this showcase.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. You know, and then realistically, the elitism of, pro painters, that's not fair. Let people get into the hobby, let them have fun, let them grow. Now, I definitely think if you limit yourself to contrast,
you're limiting yourself.
You're not going to grow at all.
No.
I don't really see there's much room for growth as a hobbyist with that particular system. But I could be wrong.
I mean, if you look at the app that Citadel put out for their paints,
yeah.
If you switch it over to contrast, it blatantly states base coat, contrast. This is table ready.
Yeah.
Or they call it battlefield ready. So okay, that's fine. And then if you look below it, this is what you need to take it to that next level to be what they consider showcase.
So they actually have a showcase level in there too?
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is typically like 2 layers of highlighting.
Yeah, and then I've never been one to edge highlight. Never been an edge highlight fan. It takes too long, and I honestly never really thought you get that much out of it compared to just dry brushing.
Yeah.
I think
a really dry brush gets you so much more.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's more realistic than an edge highlight would be. Edge highlighting kind of looks cartoony or comic in my sense, like a comic book. I mean, it looks great if you can do it well, but the amount of time that these painters put into it. And I think the industry recognizes it too, because if you look at anybody from like Golden Demon or Heavy Metal or et cetera, they pretty much all edge highlight. None of them really dry brush. But I think they're just rewarding time, not necessarily anything else. But again, this is my opinion, and if you don't like it, internet, yeah, it's the internet.
Somebody's not going to like it.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I don't give a shit.
So that's the Impulsor. Yeah, I definitely want 3 of them. Definitely want to get 3. And then the War Suit. Is that in the Elites, or what is the War Suit in?
I think it's in Heavy.
It's in Heavies?
I think so.
Fire Cannon, Stalker, Hunter, Hellblasters. Hellblasters are so good. Eliminators are amazing.
Could you imagine getting 5 of those and put 2 sets of 5 Hellblasters in 2 of them and run up behind them?
Oh yeah.
Mobile firebase.
Well, it's not open top.
Yeah.
I'm upset about that because the model itself, it looks open top. There's no reason in my tiny little mind that it shouldn't have the open top rule, except for they probably had it as open top. They probably play tested it, and they probably recognized that having an open top was broken. Completely and utterly broken.
Because at that point, you're literally driving around with mobile artillery at that point.
Yeah. It's funny looking.
And it took at least 2 models and made them absolutely pointless. You make that thing open top, and now Thunderfire cannons have no point, and neither do the Hunter Stalkers.
Oh, I don't know. So I'm looking at this. I just looked at the Devastator Marines from the old Mini Marines, and the size of the head on the body is comical looking now.
Yeah.
I've been looking at Primaris for so long. I just think the proportions are better. Seriously, look at that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at the first, second, third edition Space Marines, they look like comical 1980s heavy metal band posters.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I've never noticed that before. But that's comical looking.
And it's usually just an easy fix. I think they made the chest a little thicker and brought that collar up around the helmet a little more.
Well, that's in the Mark 8. The Mark 8 armor has that. Like
No, I'm talking in the Mark 10 here.
Oh, yeah.
They thicken the chest up front to back.
Yeah.
And then they brought that collar ring up higher and made that head look a little more recessed.
Yeah, because the head's the same size.
Yeah.
The head's the same size. The shoulder pads are the same size. They elongated the legs and torso. And the arms are the same as well.
Mm-hmm.
Realistic. Let's be fair here. These are true scale Marines.
Yeah, they are.
And we all know it. I know we're all afraid to admit it, but mini Marines are going to go away. It is going to happen.
Yeah, because if you look at the scaling, look at Eldar.
Yeah.
Versus a Mark 8 unit. Mark 8 guys are supposed to be 8 foot tall. You're gonna have an 8 foot space elf?
It's in the elites.
Oh, it is an elite.
It's an elite.
Oh. Dude, these guys are coming up nice. I'm liking
I like them a lot. This is fun.
Oh yeah, I'm going back. That's a skull actually in there.
Oh, it's a skull. Oh, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
It's just a very white dot from far away.
Yeah.
Ah. I like it. The Invictor Tactical War Suit. I'm thinking the way to run it is with the Heavy Flamer. Or what did they actually call it? Mm-hmm. The Incendium Cannon. 12-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 5, AP -1 damage.
Auto hit.
Auto hit.
That's the thing. Auto hit.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, Twin Iron Hail Autocannon, strength 7, heavy 6. Mm-hmm. Really good.
The only thing that could make it even better is if they said it was an auto bolt cannon. If that was, oh
God,
heavy 12 at half range. Well, no, heavy 12 at any range because it's a vehicle.
Concealed position, heavy sidearm.
Yeah, I do like the heavy sidearm. The fact it's got a heavy bolt gun.
Yeah, pistol 3
as a pistol
gives it a little more hit in close combat because it's going to be in close combat. You're going to deploy it 9 inches away. You're going to flame something, and you're going to charge.
Yep.
Or get charged.
And then you're going to shoot into that charge.
Yeah. Well, see that again. Flamer, because they're not going to try. If they charge you, wall death rule basically, right? And heck, if you're ultras, you can walk away.
And it is heavy. The flamer is heavy, so it counts as a heavy weapon. It gets an extra AP. AP 19. It's a beautiful weapon. I love flamers used to no cover. I remember when the flamer hits the metal and you're covered with multiple flamers. Oh, yeah, it was under the template. Yeah, template rules. Why isn't this charging?
That made Grey Knights absolutely hated.
Well, Cybolt ammunition.
That's it.
Think about this though. What did Cybolt really used to do? It just
it made it stronger. It made it basically a heavy bolter.
Yeah, but think about this though. With the doctrines, the whole army has it.
Yep.
Every army's got it now. So if everybody has it, is it really special?
Nope, not anymore.
That's why Grey Knights are tier -7,000 in the bad direction.
Yep, because everybody they take everything that made Grey Knights awesome and gave it to everybody else.
Same reason why drop pods went the way of Old Yeller. Deep striking rule, they pretty much gave everything to deep strike that drop pods had. But now drop pods ignore tactical reserve rules except for past turn 3. They came and FAQ'd that. Yeah. And I'm surprised that they didn't catch that. And in all honesty, I think they did catch it in playtesting, and they knew they're going to FAQ it, but they wanted the hype train to hit hard. They probably sold a bunch of drop pods, and then FAQ after that initial thrust of sales. Because almost guarantee everybody went out and bought 3.
Yep. Or the people that have been playing a while just took them out of the closet.
Well, I have like 12 of them. Must be fair here.
I've got 9.
Yeah. Drop pods are really good.
Yeah, back when templates were good, granite incinerators were just broken as shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, oh, it's a flamer. It's strength 4. No, this is strength 5. AP
Yeah.
neg 1.
Auto hit, ignore cover.
Mm-hmm. Hit everything under the template. Put a bunch of guys in the building. No problem. I'll clear it out with a flamer hit.
Yeah.
And then the Dread Knight said the Torrent Flamer, which was broken as shit.
Oh, yeah. See, the torrent rule doesn't exist anymore, but
No.
they gave it to the Invictor Warsuit 12-inch flamer.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what it is.
Well, back then, the Torrent rule gave that
Helldrake.
No, it gave the Helldrake and it gave the Dread Knight basically a 24-inch range flamer.
Yeah.
I could reach it from across the table.
Oh, Hell Chickens are so good, dude.
I still remember when I was playing John White or something White. White was his last name. Anyway, we were playing and he bunched up a bunch of his.
The elite section is so full.
Yeah, it is. He bunched up a bunch of his heavy orc boys in the back, whatever you call them.
Mega Knobs?
No, the ones that had the big cannons and shit.
Ludas.
Ludas, there you go. He bunched a bunch of them in a corner, and I deep struck with it, torrent flamer, and took half the guys off the board before they fired a shot. It's like, you can't do that. No, actually, I can, according to these rules. Showed it to him. He was not happy about it, but I mean, I was following the rules.
Yeah. Hell Chicken. I'm going to fly over something. I'm going to break it open because vehicles used to be really squishy.
Yep.
And then I'm going to flame it and kill it all. Pretty much the Hell Chicken was killing 2 units a turn.
Mm-hmm. Oops. So you had to really focus on knocking the Hell Chicken out.
Yeah. And back then, being a flyer was... And there weren't really any anti-flyer options back then either.
If you had the
Aegis defense line.
Yeah.
About it.
That or the Hunter Killer.
That came out later, after the fact. The Hunter Stalker thing.
Yeah.
They had the Icarus Las Cannon from the Bastion.
Yep.
I mean, it used to be standard practice. You had to carry a Bastion or a Aegis line. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You needed it in your army.
Yeah, and for the points value, the Aegis was actually really good at that time.
Yeah. See, look, it's open top. That's an open top vehicle. They're jumping out of it as though it were open top.
It's like, look, this is a landing craft from World War II. Use it.
Pretty much. I'm okay with it. I actually love the way it looks. I think it looks amazing.
Oh, excuse me. It's been a long week.
Yeah. And this weekend wasn't exactly recovering. Yeah.
But it's fun.
Why would you take the scope off your rifle to look through the scope at something?
I don't know.
That's dumb model.
It's called re-zeroing. You have to redo it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't see military snipers doing that.
No, I don't see anybody doing that. Or like the sorted pistol with the Space Marine. Okay, yeah, it looks cool, but what? The Space Marine needs to support that? Yeah. Unless he's got like a 30-inch pistol.
Never know.
Yeah.
It's a las pistol with extra recoil packs.
Yeah, you know, like they say that Reavers are a close combat unit. They are not a close combat unit. There is not a single close combat unit in the Marine book, in my opinion, other than now sergeants.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's guys that get in close combat. They don't do particularly well.
Yeah.
But they do get into it.
And then they gave, like, Reavers a heavy bolt pistol. Okay. How come no one else has gotten a heavy bolt pistol anywhere?
Probably as they expect the Reavers to get up into close combat, and that's going to be their only saving grace.
It's their close combat weapon. It's their heavy bolt pistol in the shooting phase. Yeah. It's combat knife. Just give like an AP or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just.
Give him a power dagger.
Why not? It's just a weird thing too. Heavy stubbers instead of heavy bolters, because they're trying to avoid that bolter keyword. I think.
Exactly.
You know, instead of power swords, combat knives, right?
Could you imagine that Invictus suit rolling with heavy bolters instead of heavy stubbers?
Oh yeah, come on now. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
That'd be some broken rules right there.
You even see that they're worried about storm bolters, because guess what really can't have storm bolters? A lot of vehicles are getting weird with that. They got like auto frag launchers or yada yada yada.
Because every one of my Land Raiders has storm bolters. Every one of my rhinos and even the Predators have storm bolters.
The dreadnoughts have them. Either underslung the power fist.
Either that or flamers, one of the two.
Yeah.
Because I still like the flamers. Always have like flamers on those things.
Oh yeah. My build was power fist with the heavy flamer and the multi-melta.
I either had power fist heavy flamer with multi-melta or power fist heavy flamer with the las cannon.
Yeah, well, see, mine were dropping out drop pods right in your face as I built a wall around your army.
The other one I like to run when I was running Grey Knights was the Rifleman Dreads. 2 auto cannons.
Oh, those don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, and then I'd sit back at and give them side bolt.
Oh yeah.
Strength 8, neg 2. Just take your Land Raider off the table. Easy, he's done.
Yeah, Rifleman Dreads are so good. So good.
Once again, back in the day. God damn it! I forgot to do his back.
Back in my day.
I feel old because, like, when I'm teaching class, a lot of times there's so many changes that have been made recently in like ag programs. I have to use the phrase "back when I was a student." I was like, oh god,
dude, I hate to say it. Same here, man. Just in general, it's not even from that long ago. No. It's like back in last semester we used to do this.
Well, like the ag department or the National FFA had a huge change in how they do the supervised ag experiences. They're called SAEs. They're actually a requirement in ag classes.
Yeah.
Well, the school board just bought us brand new ag books last year. First year we got to use them, and because National FFA changed the way they do it, that whole section on SAEs is now out of date.
But you still have to do it though, right?
Yep.
So what are you basing it off of?
We had to remodel some of our stuff. Like when I can't give them test questions that are based off the old stuff now, but I've remodeled the slides and remodeled my lecture to reflect the new stuff.
Well, so all this new internet security that they put on us, I can't do any of my certifications. It's all blocked.
My tech at my school can't do anything because all of their admin rights are suspended.
Yep, same.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I have a computer in my office that Billy and I share that it had a small hard drive and had a whole bunch of stuff on it from old programs that we used to use. And I tried to take some of them off to make room because there was so much stuff on there. We couldn't run PowerPoints with pictures.
Yeah. You don't have admin rights to delete anything.
Yeah.
Oh, we're literally in a tech vacuum.
But at least we're not like some parishes that got hit with that cybercrime.
Yeah, that one is really rough.
Yeah. Are they still without computers?
They're without everything, dude.
Because I know they were restarting their whole
checks.
Yeah.
They have to. There's no. Yeah, it's rough.
I mean, I bet you their payroll department is sitting there on somebody's personal computer with QuickBooks that they bought at Walmart.
I hope not. That's a lot of personal data in the hands of one secretary, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. Oh man, I'm tired.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Sore. I need to get a lower stool. That stool's too high.
Want to swap out? I'll give you this one.
No, I just need to stand. Because like normally it's not that big of a deal, but my back's kind of old and decrepit.
Oh, I tell you what, I went to the chiropractor the other day.
Yeah.
That was the best 20 minutes of my life for that week.
You know, I know a lot of people who go to the chiropractor, and they all seem to really, really like it. I've never gone, and the idea, I'm not gonna lie, kind of scares me. Like, this guy's gonna break my back, and it's okay.
Well, I tell you what, the guy I go see, before you go back in the room, they put you on, take you back in a little area where they've got like almost cubicles set up.
Yeah.
And they've got these tables in the cubicles. You lay down on it. It's like a bench. It's about 30 inches high.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a slot in the middle of it, and they put a heating pad down. And they take a hot towel and put it behind your neck. And then when you sit on this bed, it's got this three-lobed roller, and it just rolls and kneads your back from the small of the back all the way up to the back of your neck. And you sit there for about 15 minutes with heat and those rollers. Oh my God, that's worth the visit right there.
Yeah. Well, I know there's this one chiropractor I was looking at, and what he would do, that was you.
All my buddies from school.
He would basically, you'd have to get an X-ray or something first,
Yeah,
to make sure there wasn't something like structurally wrong before he started working on you. Which I kind of actually appreciated that, because that makes sense.
yeah, that's what he does first. Like when you go for your initial setup, you go in and you get some X-rays done, and he checks. He's like, Dora, with her issues, she's got this thing happening with the I want to say C1, C2 cervical vertebra.
Yeah.
And when he adjusts her, he's real careful because of what's happening there. Bless you.
Thank you.
So that he doesn't cause any more problem. But like lower back, that kind of stuff where she's got no problems,
Yeah.
he'll go to town and adjust her as needed. But he's real careful around C1, C2. I use Slidell Chiropractic Clinic over there by St. Tammany Jr.
A lot of them have deals for teachers and stuff too.
Yeah, Slidell Chiropractic Clinic uses the STAR program.
Yeah.
So you get discounts over there. I enjoy it. What's funny is Doc, I'm not going to use his name online.
Yeah.
When he and I sit down and talk, come to find out his ag teacher was a good friend of my dad's, who I happen to know because he was a friend of my dad's for years. So we talk about that.
Oh, that's cool. And this area's not that big, really. You know, everybody knows everybody, it feels like.
Well, I mean, it does. But, I mean, he's from Slidell. He went to North Shore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not exactly a small school. It's not huge either, but it's not small. I mean, it's not like some of the schools out in Texas. They're like 6A, have 3,000 students in it.
Yeah, I don't think I want to live in that kind of environment, just personally speaking.
No, neither do I. I'll stick with my little 4A school that's almost a 3A.
Almost.
We're like 30 kids too big to be a 3A school.
Need 30 kids to drop out.
Oh, it's like when I was in high school, we were 3A. We had 460 kids in the whole school.
Well, after Katrina happened, a lot of schools around here got bigger.
Ours got bigger, but not as big as you would think. We went from, let's see, 05 was my brother.
You or me?
Siri all of a sudden came alive.
As much as you'd think.
Yeah.
That's what your computer overlord's taking over.
I got a friend needs to see if I can help him tow a truck.
When?
That's why I'm asking. When do you need it towed?
I mean, probably an emergency?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to buy a 97 Mazda pickup. If he wanted to do it today, I could. I just got to go take some stuff off my trailer. I think it'll fit on my 16-foot trailer.
Let's see. Does these things work?
not strong enough.
Not strong enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, if those neodymiums barely held it, I doubt that's going to work.
Well, I mean, it's...
Because I bet you that's an iron borite magnet, not neodymium.
It is, yeah. It's not. It's iron borite. It's not ceramic. It's not rare earth.
I bet you if a student finds this video and they hear us talking about magnets like we actually know what we're talking about, they're going to be like,
well, yeah, we do.
I know.
That's the funny part.
I know, it's hilarious because students think teachers are idiots, and then we talk about stuff and they like blow
See,
their
look,
mind
right there, it's got a good connection. Look at that.
Must be right over one of the polarization points.
Yeah. I'm thinking about putting... That's what I'm gonna get like a 1/4-inch sheet of acrylic, drill some holes, drop the neodymiums in them in like a pattern. Click, 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 click.
Mm-hmm.
Your paint won't ever go anywhere.
Yep. I love how people, like, when they hear that I'm an ag teacher, a lot of people automatically think, well, he's an idiot or he doesn't know anything.
I mean, I think that. Okay. But you got like 74 degrees.
Well, I got 3.
Whatever. That's a lot. You definitely know your stuff.
Well, I mean, I read insatiably.
Oh, I always tell my students this: life is about finding something to do and people to do it with. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as no one gets hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been called nerd, geek, shit like that because I play games or I was into computers in high school, and I don't let it bother me.
Life's about finding something to do.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of the problem with people today is that they think that their reputation that they have with everybody else is the end-all be-all about life. It's like, no.
If you seek happiness from others,
you'll never find it.
Yeah, especially in others' opinion, God, you're never, ever going to be happy. That is fact.
Yep. All you got to do is make yourself happy, and that's it. If you can live with who you are, you're done.
Yeah, I saw this thing. It's like Jim Carrey. He was talking about depression, and it was like, oh, I believe in depression, but I also believe if you're not eating right or exercising, surrounding yourself by good people and trying to grow, you're not giving yourself a chance to get out of depression,
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines. And that's true. Depression is a thing. There is medical depression. There is situational depression. Nobody is happy all the time.
Nope.
You got to find something to do, people to do it with. And you know what? People's opinions are theirs. They're their own. And if you let others' opinions or thoughts mold you, first of all, that's pretty weak in general. Not to mock, but that's pretty weak in general. Mm-hmm. And it's impossible to be happy if your happiness is dependent on 80 different people.
You just got to be comfortable with who you are. I mean, that's what it all boils down to.
Yep.
I mean, like when I had that kilt, when I wore my kilt the other day, people were like, you think people are going to make fun of you? I don't give a shit.
No, it's cool. And then we ran into somebody who was like digging on your kilt, man.
Exactly.
It's legit, I don't think I can pull off a kilt, though.
Oh, no, I got the sexy legs.
Yeah, you do. I don't think I got the form for it. Maybe like a black taffeta kilt?
There you go. I'll tell you what, I am interested in ordering some more. I think I might see if I can get one, a red and white one. I'll have to see if they got one. Wear it for homecoming night.
Oh, like a dress kilt?
Yeah.
Wear like a suit top and a kilt bottom?
There you go.
Yeah, homecoming's coming up soon, huh?
Ours is next week.
I don't think ours is next week, but it is definitely coming up.
Mm-hmm. There we go. But yeah, I've got no problem wearing it, because I really don't care what other people think.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw you, and I was kind of like shocked, like what the hell. And then I was like, whatever, it's Doug. Yeah. That's life.
Exactly. I mean, it usually shocks people the first time they see it because they're just not used to it.
Yeah.
But once it, like 5 minutes in, it's like.
I mean, I wasn't judging. I mean,
look. I mean, back in my day when we had
God, you're old.
when we did Powder Puff, like nowadays, Powder Puff, it's cute. Everybody dresses up. No, we did dance team.
God, Powder Puff, man, at our school is like blood sport. It's rough.
Oh, dude, at my school, the guys were not just dressed up. We were the dance team.
Mm-hmm. We do that too.
I mean, like when we did ours.
What time is it? It's 10 till 5.
Okay. Baby mom coming by at 5.
Yeah. We should probably wrap this up.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today.
See y'all later.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye now. And have a good day. Make good choices.